This is Dave Palumbo with RxMuscle.com in the Iron Asylum with Kevin Jordan. We are here in the off-season, training a little chest at Bev Francis Powerhouse Gym in Syosset, New York. Kevin, welcome back.
What's going on, Dave? Thanks for having me again. Always a pleasure.
Well, I see you're pushing some maximum weights here at the gym, 160-pound dumbbells like they're a piece of cake. Has chest always been a good body part for you, a strong body part?
It's one of those body parts that I'm strong at, but I mean, as far as development, I still need, tons of development there. So I'm still a work in progress, I feel like, as far as my chest. But as far as like strength-wise, I'm pretty strong. I don't know if I really proved that in that video, but I feel like it's a strong body part, but it's definitely another one that I still need to work on, get bigger, stronger, because my shoulders are pretty developed.
Yeah, is that hard? I was going to say, because I know a lot of guys with big delts have trouble training their chest because the delts tend to dominate in the bench press. So you might be really strong, but you're not really necessarily working the pec muscles the way you think you might be working them.
Exactly. So for me, I mean, I took a few years break from actually benching because of that reason, and I've adopted some principles like pre-exhausting my chest. And I think that's worked great so far, but it still needs, a lot more work. So just going to be one of those things, like I said, it's going to be a work in progress.
Yeah, I had to go back in my own training, I had to go back to the drawing board and almost like start over again with like 135 and just really like rehearse and teach my pecs how to like actually work and move the weight because I was so used to using, rolling my shoulders forward, to use the delts.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, especially if you're a former athlete, I played football before, and it's all about just moving the weight, So I definitely agree with that. It's one of those things, you just got to, like you said, start over from the drawing board, see what works best for you, and figure it out.
Well, I mean, you're incline benching 405 for reps, which in Bev Francis gym is probably like more like 430 for reps because the weights are heavy here, and I know that's a very impressive lift. And you're doing it with control. Is that have you ever been injured, number one, and has control always been a part of your workouts?
No, but it's funny you mentioned that about the weights because those weights were heavy as hell. I mean, honestly, back home I usually do 405 for 8 to 10 at the end of my sets without an ease. I mean, I got that thing I think for like 4 or 5, but the control is always a pretty big issue. I try to make sure I'm feeling chest. Otherwise, I'm just wasting my time. I'm just moving the weight around. Sure. So that's definitely a big component anytime I do any lift.
When we come over to the Campbell Crossovers, I see a lot of guys using different form with that. You seem to have like more of a limited range of motion. Is that to ensure that you're using all pec and that you're not just overextending? Because I see a lot of guys come all the way up with the weights, and almost the tension comes off your pecs at that point.
Exactly. For me, it's more about keeping tension on the muscle. But like you said, if I feel like when I come up really high like that, I'm hitting more front delt. So I like to keep the range of motion pretty short, keep the tension on the chest, and just try to pump as much blood in there as possible. So it's one of those movements I usually do at the end of my workouts to just kind of stimulate more muscle and pump more blood in there.
How long do your chest workouts usually take? Because obviously we've edited these videos down, but I mean it seems like your pec workout is not super long and doesn't entail a lot of sets.
No, I mean I fly. I mean my workouts are usually 45 minutes to an hour. I have a pretty busy work schedule. I'm usually training anywhere from 10 to 12 clients a day, so it gets a little hectic with that. So I like to try to maximize my time. I mean, I'm in and out. I do maybe 4 or 5 exercises, 4 sets.
Now, I realize that you do train so many people, and it is hard. Obviously, you're trying to grow and add size to your body. Do you depend on a lot of shakes for your nutrition?
Right now, I'll do maybe 4 whole meals, 4 shakes, or not 4, but 4 whole meals and 3 shakes. So I try to work those in, but a lot of my clients, they understand, and I usually, if I'm eating, they'll just warm up on the elliptical or treadmill for a little longer. So off season, I try to be a little lenient as far as getting the whole food in, but pre-contest, no one really cares. They know, what's at stake, so I'm able to get all my meals in.
Do you like to use any kind of pre-workout before you go into the gym to get you going?
I love using GAT's pre-workout, the NitroFlex. in my opinion, one of the better products on the market. I wasn't a big pre-workout guy before, but with this one, it's real smooth. It's easy going. I don't feel like I'm jittery, you know, but I feel stronger every time I use it because it has a test booster in it. So I really enjoyed the product, and it's one I swear by.
I just realized you're wearing the shirt. That was a nice shameless plug I gave you there. So now,
appreciate it.
I know I've been asking you this question over the last probably 8 months now every time I see you, and you haven't really given me a solid answer. Have you decided on what you might want to do this year as far as competitions go?
Honestly, it's completely up to my trainer. I mean, I was dead set on doing the USAs, but Chad's somebody that I really look up to, you know, and if he thinks, you know, I should wait and grow a little more, then that's what I'm going to do. Like I said, I want to get on stage as soon as possible. I feel like after last year, I have a lot to prove, you know, to not only myself, but to, you know, others in the sport. So I'm going to talk with him either tonight or tomorrow and figure it out from there. But, I mean, right now I'm 13 weeks out, so if we started, it would be it's usually 12 weeks out, and we would probably start next Monday. I usually like to start on Mondays.
What would that be for the North American Championships?
Yeah, that would be for North Americans. Otherwise, it would be nationals. But, I mean, I'm definitely going to be on stage at some point this year.
All right. Well, best of luck to you. For now, though, we're out of time. I'm Dave Palumbo with Kevin Jordan in the Ern Asylum.